Hi, my name is Mary and welcome along to this quick practice. Today's practice is focused on opening the chest, opening the shoulders, and countering the rounding, the slumping that we get as a result from modern life, from sitting, from typing, and from being stationary for a lot of the day. So I hope you enjoy this practice. For it, you'll need a block or something. A pillow works quite well too to elevate the hips. If you're not comfortable seated, you can do the beginning of this practice on a chair as well. So choose what works for you. If you do have a block, go ahead and sit up on it so your hips are elevated and your shoulders are stacked over the hips. From there, start to draw your chin in towards your chest ever so slightly, and then lift your chest up, softening the shoulders down. And just noticing how this feels for you, whether you feel comfortable, whether you feel a little bit uncomfortable in this posture. And then start to draw your chin down towards your chest without rounding the shoulders forward. So shoulders stay drawing back, the shoulder blades hug in towards each other slightly. Find that length into the back of the neck. As you draw the chin down towards the chest, can you lift the chin to the neck at the same time? And then very slowly start to bring your left ear over towards your left shoulder. You're going to begin to lift the chin slightly here, keeping the chest elevated and softening the shoulders down. And you might stay, it might feel nice for you to tread a little, lifting and lowering the chin, maybe making some semicircles and just noticing how the right side of the neck feels. And then use your left hand to cradle the side of the head and then slowly lift the head back up. From there, start to bring your right ear over towards your right shoulder. And you can move, you can bring your chin up and down, side to side, maybe some circles or semicircles, but keep the shoulders soft, your heart lifting up. Finding sensation here down the left side of the neck, and you might notice this side feels a little more open, maybe a little more restricted. You continue to lift the heart and draw the shoulders back as you open into the side of the neck. With your right hand cradling the side of the head, take the head back up, stacking your shoulders over your hips, drawing your chin in slightly so you can lengthen the back of the neck. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, bring your left fingertips to the mat. Right hand will hold onto the left ear. And a small bit more sensation here. Draw your right ear down towards the right shoulder. If this feels too much for you, release the right hand. If you want a little more, lift the left hand. Spread the fingers, reach them away from you, and maybe even wiggle the fingers a small bit here. And you can continue the circles of the head and the neck. Just be mindful to move slowly here. You're not forcing anything. Release your right hand. Take it to the right side of the head. Gently lift the head all the way back up. Take a big inhale, stretch both arms up, lift out from the sides of the waist. And as you exhale, right fingertips to the mat, left hand will hold onto the right ear and gently encourage your left ear down towards your left shoulder. Maybe you stay, maybe you release that left hand if it feels too much. Or for a bit more sensation, hover your right fingers, reach the fingers away from you, and then maybe begin to wiggle the fingers. Take your left hand to the side of your head, cradle the head back to the center. Rest your hands on your legs and roll the shoulders a few times here. Inhaling as the shoulders lift up and exhaling as you hug the shoulder blades towards each other and move them down the back. Moving the shoulders in a backwards direction. So we get lots of action of rounding the shoulders forward. No need to do that here. And come off your block, make your way to hands and knees. When you do arrive on hands and knees, spread the fingers, root down into the tops of the feet and the shins. Inhale, begin to lift your chest, moving the chest into the space between the upper arms and moving your shoulder blades down. At the same time, draw the belly button in towards your spine. And then on an exhale, bring your chin to your chest, looking back to your belly button, and tuck the tailbone under, like you're trying to move your tailbone towards the back of the knees. Inhale, heart lifts. Moving into the space between the upper arms as your tailbone and your chest lift up. And then exhaling, chin to your chest. Press into the hands, round into the upper back a little bit more, and draw the belly button into the spine. One last time. Inhale, heart lifts, chest lifts. Move the shoulders back. Exhale to round. Come back to halfway between that cat and cow pose, so your back is in a neutral flat back position. Keep the arms straight, but begin to bring your chest down towards the mat. So you're hugging the shoulder blades in towards each other here, keeping the arms straight. And then press into the hands, protract between the shoulder blades, lift your chest. Hips are staying in the exact same position, arms are not moving. It's just that action of squeezing the shoulder blades together and then protracting, moving the shoulder blades away from each other. And this is a really nice way to build strength here in between the shoulders. Tightening the muscles here so that the shoulder blades can draw back, and that will help to open the front of the chest. Energetically, think about drawing the thumbs in towards each other so the arms are staying strong. Once more. From there, bring your big toes to touch. Sit back onto the heels. You can also sit on a block if sitting on the heels doesn't work for you. Reach your left arm up, keeping the left upper arm close to the ear. Bend into your left elbow and bring your left fingertips to the back of the right shoulder. They might not go all the way there, that's fine. Keep your left elbow pointing towards the ceiling, and then gently start to press the head into the forearm. You might stay there if you wish to. You'll take your right hand, center of the palm comes to the eye of the elbow, the tip of the elbow. Your fingers will reach around towards the tricep, and then feel like you're lifting the tricep with your fingers. Pressing the head back into the arm. You might stay there if you're looking for a little bit more. Start to slowly lean over towards your right. You might even begin to look towards the left. Keeping your chin lifted, your chest lifted. And if this feels pinching in the shoulders, ease back off. Come back up, extend your left arm and your right arm up towards straight. And then bend into your right arm. Right fingertips move towards the back of the left shoulder. If you're taking it on this side, the center of the palm rests into the tip of the elbow. Your fingers wrap around the tricep. You're going to use the fingers to lift the skin of the right tricep up, and then maybe lean a little to the left, maybe gaze to the right as you press the head into the arm. Really nice way here to open up the triceps, the shoulders. Inhale, reach both arms back up. And then exhale, make your way back to hands and knees. Come to your fingertips and step your right leg forward in between the hands. Untuck the left toes. You can pad up if you wish with a blanket or maybe double up the mat in underneath the left knee. And root down into the top of the left foot, so much so that if you did want to lift the left knee, you would be able to. And then slowly start to lift the arms up, taking a slight lift of the pelvis here as you do so. Reach as high as you can through the left arm. Take the right hand to hold on to your left wrist. Spread your left fingers, get a little bit higher through the left side body. So you're opening from the front of the left hip all the way up to the fingertips, and then maybe you begin to lean over to the right slightly. Feel like the front of the left hip is lifting up, like your left hip crease is moving towards your ribs. Continue to ground down into the top of the left foot. So a nice way to counter sitting. If you're at a desk, if you're driving, if you just find yourself a little bit more stationary. Reach the arms all the way back up, open the palms, maybe look up. And then take the hands back down to your mat or to blocks if you have them. Tuck the left toes under, lift the hips up high, and step both feet to the back of the mat to come into downward facing dog. Come forward to hands and knees. Shift the weight forward. Bend at the elbows, make your way all the way to the tummy. Untuck the tops or the toes, grounding into the tops of the feet, keeping the inner thighs nice and close towards each other. Slide your hands back just a little bit, and then hug the elbows in by your ribs. Keep grounding into the tops of the feet. Inhale, begin to lift your chest. As you lift the chest, see if you can lift it forwards and upwards. And then hover the hands. As you hover the hands, draw the upper arms towards each other. Lift the chest a little bit more. And gently press your scapula, your shoulder blades, in towards the front of the heart. Keeping the elbows moving back towards each other. Maybe slide the wrists a little bit further back. Finding that strength into your upper back. Release all the way back down. Tuck the toes under. Press into the hands to come back to hands and knees. Come to your fingertips, and when you're ready then, step the left leg forward in between the hands. Untuck the toes, root down into the top of your right foot, so much so that if you did want to, the right knee could lift. And then reaching the arms up overhead. Reach a little bit more from your ribs all the way up to your fingertips. Left hand holds onto your right wrist. Keep lifting, lengthening through the right side of the body, and then slowly begin to lean over towards your left. As you lean to the left, can you think about lifting the front of the right hip up towards your ribs a little bit more, maybe engaging that right glute. Reach the arms all the way back up. Maybe gaze up if that works for your balance. Hands back down to the mat. Press into the hands. Step back to either kneeling or to a seated position. Choose what works best for you. And again, you can do this on a chair if that feels a little bit more comfortable. Take the left arm out in front of you with your fingers pointing down towards the floor. You're going to hold on to your baby finger, your pinky finger, and draw back towards you. Take a full inhale and exhale here. And then move on to your ring finger, full breath. And keep moving through each of the fingers. The hands and the feet actually are parts of the body that we have the majority of our muscles. But they're also parts of the body that we tend to neglect and almost take for granted. So this is a really nice way to stretch out the muscles in the fingers and the wrists and the forearms, all of which work exceptionally hard on a day-to-day basis, particularly if we do a lot of work typing or even scrolling through the phones, texting. And release the left hand, give your wrists a shake out. Change, right hand comes out in front of you, fingers point down. Draw the baby finger back towards you as you press the heel of the hand away from you. Take one inhale, one exhale. And if any particular finger, particular part of the hand feels a little tighter, then of course stay for an extra few breaths. Moving through each of the fingers. I'd like to thank you for joining alongside this practice with me today. I wish you a beautiful day. Namaste.